Happy Thursday, Houston. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. I'm going to give you an extended look at the next 3 days. We are almost to the weekend and we're almost done with these high rain chances. Today it's about a 50-50 chance for you to see a couple of isolated downpours, maybe some storms tonight. It gets warm though ahead of that. Your high temperature at 90 degrees. Tomorrow still warm, 87 degrees, but it's in bright red because we've got an 80% chance for some widespread rain. So I think tomorrow is going to be the more impactful day that you need to be mindful of. If you have any plans to go to some business lunches, some happy hours, dinner plans, whatever you have in store for Friday afternoon into the evening hours, yeah, you might have a little bit of a slowdown with the amount of rain that we're anticipating. Saturday, though, things look a lot better. Notice temperatures drop. 83 degrees is going to be your high temperature on Saturday, and those rain chances scale way back to just 20%. Let's talk about the severe threat for today. It's mainly north of us, pushing into North Texas, pushing into Arkansas and Louisiana. That's a threat level 2. For northern Harris County, there's a threat level 1, so it's the lowest threat. It's not 0. What could we see? Maybe an isolated wind gust, maybe a storm that produces some small hail. It's really a similar concern for tomorrow, though you'll notice this is a brand new update for the Storm Prediction Center that now hatches our northern cities and counties, which means Brenham to Huntsville to the northern portion of Montgomery County has an elevated risk for some hail storms. So that is why we are going to make tomorrow a weather impact alert day. That continues into northern Harris County. So tomorrow is definitely the day that we need to pay closer attention to. Let me start with this afternoon. You'll notice for your commute home, a couple of downpours from the Woodlands to the northern portion of the Beltway. And that could sit there for a couple of hours, so that's going to slow you down going up the North Freeway. How about for tonight? There's another cluster of storms developing around the Bryan College Station area, potentially dropping into Brenham, but then really losing steam, not getting to Harris County. Tomorrow starts off quiet for the morning, but then look at this. We start to blow up with convection at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is right in the heart of the city center. So basically all of Harris County, Fort Bend County, very populated areas, the Katy Freeway, Sugar Land, Richmond, Loop in the Beltway, could see some heavy downpours for lunch hour plans. Now let me take you through another busy time frame, which is the commute home. Shower activity really hangs around. It looks like for now it's along the I-10 corridor and then pushing south. So Sugar Land, Katy, Galveston, the Boulevard Peninsula, the Bay, not a good day for boaters in Kemah. Just letting you know that. We continue to fast forward the clock and we still have some lingering rain through 7 o'clock. So not just the threat for some isolated strong to severe storms tomorrow, but really the amount of moisture is going to be an issue too. Look at the rainfall totals for today. Really pretty manageable. Some spots are not even going to see rain. You'll notice for Harris County, there could be that isolated area that picks up an inch, but otherwise it's going to be maybe a quarter to half an inch of rain for Houston, and then a localized downpour for our far northwestern cities and counties. So that's Washington County, that's Bryan College Station, and then Grimes that could see a little bit more rain tonight. Watch how this changes though for tomorrow. Future track models have a big blow up of rain potential tomorrow. So now we're looking at widespread 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. Some localized areas, notice that patch of purple there for Fort Bend County. That could be closer to 5, maybe 6 inches of rain. So Friday is going to be a day that we watch for strong storms and a flood risk. So for now, there's a slight level 2 threat for Walker, Montgomery, Harris County, Fort Bend, really the majority of the area. The only spot that has a lower chance of flood potential is going to be the immediate coastline, Matagorda, Brazoria, Galveston, and Chambers. Otherwise, we all have a pretty decent chance of seeing some heavy rain. So, weather impact alert for your Friday. Pay particular attention to this time frame, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. This is when I think the widespread rain and the threat for severe weather peaks. Gusty wind, and you saw our northern cities and counties with the threat of some larger hail. So this could be quarter-sized hail to even golf ball-sized hail. So we'll have to keep a close eye on the radar. for tomorrow especially. Right now radar is pretty quiet, so you're just seeing some cloud cover, no rain anywhere. It's definitely warm and humid though. We continue to stream in that breeze out of the Gulf, so that is kicking up our temperatures for our Thursday. Let's check in on the neighborhood weather network. So we actually have gauges in people's houses and we can look at the exact temperature. So let's say you live in Jersey Village. Willow Bridge right now is at 88 degrees. Summer Snow Drive is at 85. We'll take you down to Montrose. Sackett Street's at 83. Notice a bit warmer for Sunset Boulevard at Westview, Rice Boulevard too, mid and upper 80s. A live look outside. It's looked like this the last couple of days, right? It's been pretty cloudy, definitely warm and humid. Today is no different. In fact, it's actually a little warmer than yesterday. We're up by 2 degrees from this exact same time yesterday. 85 is the temperature right now at Bush Intercontinental Airport, but with all this humidity, anytime we see dew points that touch 70 degrees, it means it is that summer sticky feel, tropical out there. So 85 actually feels like 89, and that's because of that breeze. Sustained right now out of the south-southeast at 17 miles an hour, but those gusts are stronger, so you will definitely feel the wind in your hair today. 24 miles an hour right now for Bush, 25 for Hobby, 24 all the way up into Huntsville. So breezy day today with on and off shower chances. So it's about a 30% through the early portion of the afternoon, spikes to 60 for tonight again for that isolated spot in Brenham. So averaged out is about a 50% chance for us to see some downpours on and off today. I think a lot of us though are going to stay rain free, not free from the heat though. 90 degrees, that high temperature does spike right at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Have a look at your particular neighborhood for your high temperature today. So if you live in Columbus, you're at 87 degrees. Katy is going to get close to 90. 89 is where you max out. Little bit cooler along the coastline, capped in the low 80s. 83 for Baytown, 84 for League City, 82 for Galveston. But don't forget, that is where the humidity streams in from. So these temperatures here, actual air temperatures, feels like values are going to be in the upper 80s for today at least. 85 for Huntsville, 88 for Navasota. Now here's the good thing. Tomorrow, I know we've got the chance for some severe storms and we've got the threat of widespread rain. Well, the good news is this is actually coming in with a front. It's a cool front is what I would call it, not necessarily a cold front because it's not going to knock down temperatures that much, but it is going to do something. First and foremost, it's going to drop our humidity. It'll get a lot more comfortable by this weekend. In fact, pencil in any and all outdoor plans for Saturday. Definitely for Sunday. I say Saturday with a little hesitation because there's still about a 20% chance for you to see some lingering moisture into Saturday. Sunday, you don't have to worry about rain at all. In fact, Sunday, you'll notice is the day where the humidity drops completely. So dew points right now, 70, tropical. Pretty much the same for your Friday, upper 60s to low 70s, so it's humid to tropical. Behind this front, good improvement. So Saturday, dew points are still on the humid side, at least for the start of the day. I think by the afternoon, they drop into the comfortable range. That is where we're going to be on Sunday. Dew points in the 50s, nice and comfortable. Even into Monday, it's going to be pretty good. And then by the middle of next week, that's when we'll start to build on that humidity again. And then eventually, with more moisture in the atmosphere, you know what happens with that. We wring it out. So eventually by the middle of next week, we are going to start to track some more storm chances. Let me walk you through the 7-day forecast nice and slow. Today, main takeaway, it's warm, it's humid, we're pushing 90 degrees. You're going to see cloud cover hanging around, but you're going to see peaks of sunshine and about a 50% chance for you to see one of those downpours. I think the main impact time frame for you today is going to be for your commute home, especially if you travel north. So if you're going up towards Spring, towards the Woodlands, you're going to Bush, you're going Conroe, Huntsville, that's where I think you're going to see some rain. And then if you're going northwest too, so up towards Brenham. Tomorrow, doesn't matter where you're going, I think you're going to see a good chance of downpours and can't rule out the threat of some severe storms. 80% and it's in red. So that's the day to pay attention to. you might have to be flexible tomorrow with your plans. 20% chance for showers on your Saturday, just some isolated lingering moisture. Look at that gorgeous temperature drop. Now we're waking up in the 60s, only maxing out in the low to mid 80s. We are nice and dry. No rain. Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. Now as we get into Wednesday, notice temperatures start climbing a little bit. Humidity will be climbing too, and that's when I'm tracking your next storm chance. We'll see you live back here at 4, 5, 6, and 10.